those of you who have had or who plan to have the flu vaccine this season. There has been a distribution of the vaccine in 21 states, which was discovered and reported by health officials currently to be contaminated. The exact reasons for this contamination is unknown and it is still under investigation at this time. However, if you have received a vaccine within the 21 states, which include the states of Maine, New Hampshire, Ohio, Kansas, Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, Indiana, Iowa, Ohio, Maine, Minnesota, and Iowa, and are experiencing symptoms such as vomiting, diarrhea, high fever, and a headache, please report to your nearest hospital so that you can receive the proper care needed to handle any possible reactions that you may be having as a result of the vaccine contamination. There is no need at this time for you to be alarmed. All care providers have been notified, both in your local agencies, statewide and federally, of the situation, and we are all working in conjunction with administration to ascertain and resolve the issue in the most efficient manner that is possible. There will be more details provided after thorough testing has been done and when the remaining vaccines arrive on tomorrow. You will be updated on any new information that may be provided as soon as the CDC and FEMA have been notified and the information is available. If you would like more information, access can be provided online on the CDC's website, and you can also check again in a day or so with your local health agency on NIMS to find out any updated information that may be discovered as well, so that you can help people within the community that may have these issues that arise as a result. A lot of you may be wondering how each agency is able to communicate with one another through a system that is referred to as NIMS. This is how we are able to communicate efficiently. This system focuses primarily on the preparedness, communication, information management, resource management, command and management, and ongoing management and maintenance. This site, as I stated before, is updated regularly for the purpose of providing the most recent emergency and resource information to all of the local, state, and federal governments so that it can meet the needs of the public in the most effective manner possible. Right now, the local, state, and federal governments are the first in line to work or promote the efforts of trying to ascertain the situation and to provide any and all aid that is needed. You may also wonder, why do we start with the local agency instead of the federal agencies? There's an order of operations that we have to go through before it can just stay at the need where FEMA would have to step in. First, the local government has to step in, which obviously that has already occurred because I'm talking to you now. Then the state, and then federal. Some of the issues that I'm going to address are regarding handling the areas that have the highest level of incidence at this time. We'll be sending aid to the areas that have the greatest need and need the most management for the issue at the time. The following areas will receive supplies from FEMA, and the CDC and local governments will help with monitoring and preparing for any further potential disaster that may arise as a result of this inoculation contamination. You may want to know what organization is responsible for what. FEMA's main role in this effort is to allow each government or agency to be prepared to respond and to recover from this particular crisis. We are here to help the nation, individuals in the community, and to help protect against any health emergency that may arise. The CDC is also here, and they're here to help and work in conjunction with FEMA to assist with the various disasters that may happen. Some of the disasters that occur include natural weather disasters, bioterrorism, chemical emergencies, outbreaks, incidents, mass casualties, such as explosions and radiation emergencies. Right now, this situation is categorized as a possible bioterrorism threat, and it's also a outbreak. It's a health outbreak incident. This is why FEMA and CDC have been alerted. We are both federal agencies. This organization in particular does more, CDC does more for disaster situation. It has two primary functions, and it is to provide preparedness to the public and to provide medical resources in preparation as well. The communication, the lines of communication are open, but first we have to start, like I stated, with the local government. They're always first-hand on response. If they're overwhelmed, then usually the state will step in. The state will usually respond in this situation. The situation such as what we have now with this inoculation, the flu vaccine contamination for the current year, with the National Guard, if the situation becomes too big for one particular state to handle, the National Guard will step in, and then other financial resources are provided to help with the situation, to provide medical supplies, etc. Damage is then assessed through all the local, state, federal, and volunteer agencies to determine what the actual level of loss and recovery is. Then a major disaster declaration is usually given based on the need, or applied for based on the need of each state or each area, and the White House has approved that, and this is how FEMA is able to get involved. The President has approved the request for aid if it's needed, and then from there delegation will occur. Delegation of responsibility will begin with the local governments in which areas are most affected. As I stated before, at this time, resources such as medical, management, etc. will be distributed based on the level of crisis that each area is experiencing, and this is to preserve our resources. We are counting on each area. It is imperative that each area is able to update the information related to each incident into NIMS, so that FEMA has an accurate perspective on the projected level of need for each place. The Health Resource and Services Administration, or the HRSA, will then step in to help to distribute the grants that have been federally awarded or presidentially declared to the disaster areas that have been reported on them. Only through FEMA and HRSA are financial assistances or grants provided. If it is discovered at any time that the contamination is indeed a result of bioterrorism, then the FDA will be responsible for handling the task of counteracting terrorism or bioterrorism. They facilitate development of safe and effective medical countermeasures in the event that a bioterrorist attack has occurred. And they will also be provided information, or updated, or be able to provide information to all of the agencies through NIMS as well. It's a very accurate, precise way for each agency to communicate. How have we prepared previously for these types of emergencies? And how will we respond? How will FEMA be able to respond? Well, there have been other situations which have occurred previously throughout our nation history, such as anthrax and Ebola, and also the situation with Katrina. Each and every one of them were disasters. Some of them were more serious than others. Some of them were simply scares. Anthrax and Ebola was more so of a scare. There were some incidences, but it wouldn't be categorized as a nationwide disaster. We were on high alert, so that gave us a lot of the preparation that we needed to be able to help in the time of need. So FEMA was able to achieve the maximum level of preparation due to going through the drills for how to handle these situations that happened previously, so that we can provide the public the best care and services possible in the time of need. Some of the public health concerns that we have at this particular time is that the vaccine that has been offered was primarily offered to people who are immunosuppressed or compromised, and also that the elderly and children may be at a higher risk for illness. What just happened? What just happened?